I see fans at matches and they're singing for Bruno. I say, these boys, I think you're fucking imposters.
I think he's a good player, but I don't know if he's a good captain.
But a big decision he's made. Who's made captain? Bruno Fernandes should not be a captain.
Bruno has been disrespected most of his time as a United player. The critics never seem to run out of energy. Even though his fellow players appreciated him, pundits never really did.
I think he's a creative machine, you know, just in general.
Even the numbers you see in the last couple of years are unbelievable. Because I have a lot of respect to him, I will put Bruno first.
And they're finally starting to see what we've been saying this whole time about Bruno.
But he's a bloody good footballer, you know, Bruno Fernandes.
He's top. He's a top player.
When it comes to Bruno Fernandes, I've always found it really strange how much I've had to defend Bruno to Man United fans, let alone rival fans, the media. I've always found it odd. And you know what I'm really enjoying now is I think that rivals are starting to lose energy. I think they're starting to give up on just pretending that Bruno Fernandes isn't world class. So I'm going to roll my sleeves up for this video and go in double hard to defend a player who I think absolutely deserves to be defended, has always deserved to be defended by United fans. And that's not just a consequence of this season or the season before that or even the season before that. It's everything that he has done since he came to United. Now, you know the first thing I want to say here? I honestly think if Bruno Fernandes had a pearly white smile, and if Bruno Fernandes didn't throw his hands up in the air, everybody would love him. I think that sort of habit of showing his frustration on the pitch, led by Roy Keane with his comments on him in punditry, and remember that, I'll always remember Gary Neville suggesting that Bruno was asking to be taken off at Anfield in that horror day. It embedded itself into the minds of some United fans and a lot of rivals as well. They used that against him. And they've always used that against him to try and sort of deny the fact that he has been world class. But you know what I'm going to give you now? All right? You want some stats? I'll give you some stats. All right? Because they are just mind-blowing. 313 appearances for United, 103 goals, 99 assists. He's got double-digit goals and double-digit assists in every full season in a United shirt. He's got 12 assists in the league this season. Almost double Cherky in second place. And this is playing in a very inconsistent United team. He has created the most chances in the Premier League since his United debut. 562 chances created. 115 more than any other player across Europe's top 5 leagues in that period. I'm going to say that again. 115 more chances than any other player. Bruno's not just a creator. He's on his own planet. He's just one assist away from having over 100 goals and 100 assists for United, and only Rooney and Giggs have ever done that. And Bruno would have achieved it in 100 games fewer. The stats for Bruno are just, I'll be honest, absolutely mind-boggling. And from my perspective, it's not just the stats reason why I stand in his corner. I think for all these years at United, all these recent years anyway, we have struggled to have players that I feel that genuinely give a fuck about wearing that United shirt. And for me, Bruno has always represented that. Now, has he frustrated me? Sure, he's frustrated me. But he's always given 110%. And you know what I think, right? I don't know why this sort of comparison is sort of jumping into my head, but I keep repeating it. Gerrard in that Liverpool side was like the standout player in an underperforming team. Never really got the trophies that Liverpool fans felt he deserved. I'm not saying that Bruno Fernandes is Gerrard, but I can see some similarities in how the discourse has been around them. History is going to be extremely kind to Bruno. Extremely kind. When you look back on his time at United, I'm not even just talking about United, by the way. I think he's going to go down as a bit of a Premier League great. Maybe not a great, maybe not quite on that top level, but history will be extremely kind to him. And it's just, it's happening this season because pundits and fans, they don't really have a leg to stand on anymore. I don't think they really had a leg to stand on anyway, to be completely honest. because he's been doing it at such a consistent level. As I said, more than 10 goals, double figures for goals and assists. And people try and suggest that he's like stat padding this and stat padding that. It's like, mate, you're just kidding yourself. I'll be honest, you're just making yourself look like a dumbass. Bruno Fernandes, and it's not just this season, he's been world class for a good long time. It's just, as I said, people held on to the parts of the game that you could critique and therefore drag him down a couple of levels so that he wasn't world class. And he isn't world class because of this, because of that. Whereas in reality, he's just been world class the whole time. Now, Bruno this season, and I really hope he gets this for his own, no, just on a personal level. He was 9 assists off breaking Thierry Henry's all-time assists record in the Premier League. So he needs another 9 in 14 appearances for United. I hope to God he does that. Because if he doesn't need to do that, he doesn't need to prove himself, I think, to any United fan, but he has. And I think it's the United fans, I'll be honest, that it's always frustrated me the most. It's like, what do you want in a player? Surely, everything you could pretty much want in a footballer exists in Bruno Fernandes. Like everything. I'm not sure what part of his game you'd like him to be better at. I'm not sure how you can expect him to commit more of himself to this football club. Do I think he'll be here next season? I don't know, if I'm honest. I thought it was going to be an impossibility, really, if Amorim stayed, but he's gone. And yeah, this is just a video of me really, you know what? Just sitting here and enjoying the fact that there are so many rival fans who for the last 3-4 years have just been pointing at Bruno Fernandes, pointing at any weaknesses in his game and just trying to pretend that he's not world class. And they cannot do it anymore. Go and enjoy yourself. Have an argument with an Arsenal fan. Have an argument with a Liverpool fan. Have an argument with anybody. And you'll realise that they haven't got any gas anymore. They haven't got the energy to try and argue that Bruno Fernandes is just a bang average player. Because he never has been. Never has been in a United shirt. And just this season, he's finally... I don't know why it's taken so long. But he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves. I think you're going to see Bruno Fernandes in the Premier League team of the season. Unfortunately, you won't see him lift any silverware as a United player. But I tell you what, I don't think we're going to be competing for the Premier League next season. But hey, let's pretend that we have a wonderful summer, that we get the midfielders that we want, and we do go on a charge. I hope he's here to be part of that, because if there's anybody who deserves to be part of a Man United team chasing either the Premier League or the Champions League, it is Bruno Fernandes. Thank you for everything you've done for this club, man.